started around 2011, 2010 or whatnot while I was at Janssen. While I was there, I was starting to focus on the external environment and really coming up with ways to, how do we tap the outside world as far as targets or technologies or whatnot, while at the same time offering support to the academic community and really enabling research to go forward in a directed fashion that can benefit everyone involved. We started this, and the way the partnership was designed was BioStrategy Partners was taking the administrative roles. That is, one of the key features here was not to have a 50-page application program. So we just went with a call for proposals at Janssen, few things that we were interested in. BioStrategy Partners would put out that call, and really it was just a very short paragraph, if you will, from the academics to figure out, if their technology applied to what we were interested in or whatnot. So just to stress, the real desire at this point was really to keep the paperwork down. The way that the program was funded was actually, again, BioStrategy Partners would handle the administration. The industry partner, in this particular case, Janssen at the time, would put in half of the funding, and these were about $60,000 grants. And the university members themselves would be putting in half the funding at the time. That varies now, but it was a program that was designed so everyone was putting skin in the game, and everyone had a vested interest in succeeding. And I think the real advantage of this approach was not just the funding, because it wasn't meant to be staggering amounts at the time, but the real advantage here, the real I think key features were that it did enable a cross discussion between the academic environment and the industry partner. These were teams. These weren't just writing checks and hoping for the best, but these were teams that really had depth coming from both institutions, and the experience that came from both institutions actually ended up driving the program forward. And this was key for Janssen in a number of different areas, in that it allowed us to get an idea of what the collaboration would look like in the future if we were interested in moving forward and putting in larger sums. In essence, it was a valuable, I guess I don't want to use the word test drive per se, but it was a valuable interaction just to see how that would go from a collaboration standpoint. Certainly, we tried from the industry, we tried to provide access to our technologies as well. So at times we would have investigators from the universities coming over to Janssen, making that experience with availability to the technology that we had in-house, et cetera. And this program went on for till I left, certainly, and resulted in a number of different things. One is we took in a number of assets, number of tech platforms, if you will, into Janssen itself. And so we had the right to, the only thing we put in place at Janssen was the right to continue funding. That is, if we wanted to provide more grant money, we would be able to do that if there was interest. But we certainly had the wherewithal to drive these projects forward. A number of the programs were actually brought in-house. Other programs that, if Janssen didn't have an interest going forward, were spun out into their into companies themselves. And so we were able to form newcos from that standpoint, which benefited hopefully everyone. And it was really a fantastic exercise in de-risking many of the features associated with an industry academic collaboration. Besides de-risking the compounds themselves or whatnot, it helped de-risk the partnership, the interactions there. And it was in my career, I think, one of the most valuable and most enjoyable programs that I was involved with. And it was a fantastic way to support the local community, certainly, from where I sat.